Hey folks, welcome to our tutorial on working with the morph text component. It's just a piece of script that we've added. It's actually provided by the folks right here, morph text. It's a jQuery text rotator. If you do a Google search on morph text, the link's in the tutorial as well. This will give you some more details, but basically we've already done the installation for you. We've created a initialization and a snippet of code that you could use, and we've also inserted it so you can copy and paste to your heart's content in other pages. So let's actually get into the nitty-gritty. What morph text does, it's just a little bit of jQuery, a little bit of script, and it will use the animate.css animation effects on pieces of text within the script of your page. And it'll basically morph or fade or slide one piece of text to another piece of text. And the text is actually just wrapped in a span tag, separated by commas, and that's all you have to do. So let's take a look at this in one of our templates here. Let's go to our index page. Now, how to best make this work is find a page that's using the morph text. In this case, the index page. Just make a copy of the page. And then what you can do is you can pull from this copy, you can just grab snippets and use when you like. So we'll open up our copy of the index page, pop it into design view so we can sort of scroll down and find out where things are located here. Right, and here we go. So right here, if we look at the page in our web browser, we'll see that this piece of text right here, it's going to change into another piece of text. There we go, right there. So you just have to sort of find this area in your page in Dreamweaver. Here it is right here. Now if we sort of click on it and we scroll down to the quick tag selector, I'm going to actually put my properties on here so it pops up a little higher, right? If I click on some of the text, you'll see that it has features separated by a comma, then coolness, new stuff, and cool stuff. Those are the four different phrases or words that will be displayed morphing from one to another. And you'll see all of the words in the page, which is great because it makes it easier to edit. And basically it's just text that is wrapped in a span tag. And there's the span tag right there called morph fade. That's the class that we've wrapped it in. Right? You can now just sort of select this. You can do an edit, and you can copy, and you can paste it or put it somewhere else on the page, and you can paste it. And there we have another. There we go, span out, boom, and then you can just change the words to whatever words you want to use. Now we've added a class of, as you can see here, if we actually edit the tag, quick tag editor, you'll see that we've added a highlight and a bold. And the reason we did that is because we want the text to stand out as it fades or morphs from one word to or a phrase to another. If we just had regular unstyled text, it would still work, it just wouldn't be as noticeable. And because it's a call to action, we want it to really stand out. So I would suggest you stick with the class of highlight. And of course, the class of highlight, there are four classes or variations: highlight 1, 2, 3, and 4. Each one represents a different color. In this template, it's blue, green, red, and orange. All right, your template, may be a little bit different, but the highlight colors you will always be able to find, or should be able to find, in your styles.css, or look in the style sheet that is associated with your template and look for a highlights section, and then you'll see the highlight 1, 2, 3, and highlight 4, and then the colors right here associated with it. So that's just a quick bit of information for you there. Now back to our morphing text. We only have one style of morphing text, and I'll show you where that actually is scripted. It is in your library, and it's your, sorry, not library, it's in the site and the JavaScript and the theme init.js file. And right down near the bottom, we can start looking for the morph text code, and this is the script right here. Basically, we've created a style, we've called it morph fade. We've used the CSS animation of fade in, and then the speed of every 4 seconds. So what that really means is the animation is actually pulled directly from animate.css. So there's the fade out, and there's the fade in, right? Just does a simple fade in like that. The reason we went with something very simple is because it won't shift the text all around it very much. right? It'll shift the text a little bit depending on how many characters are in the phrase or words you're using, but it won't shift it a whole bunch. It shifts nice and smoothly and fades from one to another, but you can use whatever effect in here you want. Okay, you can copy it, basically fade out right. You would go into your animation, change it from fade in to fade out right, make sure it's spelled exactly the same, and then that's the effect it would have. You can also create your own effects. You can copy this entire snippet of JavaScript, change it to fade out, for example, and then you could do a fade out right as your effect, and in your page you would just change the actual class. See how we have the we're going to edit the class right here. We're going to edit that tag, and you see where it says more fade, change it from more fade to, you got it, fade out, because that is the name of the class that we've now created right here, fade out. Okay, so whatever class you name in here, just make sure you apply it to the tag right in here. Okay, so just make sure that morph class, whatever you've named it, I keep double clicking there unfortunately, whatever you've named that, make sure it matches what you put in your JavaScript, and then you can add any of the animate.css effects and change the timing, right? And of course, to update, you just pop your words in here, write it within the span, new word, use a comma, and that comma will separate the words, because that's what the script is looking for. It's saying, hey, look for your words, and then anything after the comma is going to be a separate phrase, display that next, display that next, display that next. Okay,